Welcome, racing fans, to the one, the only RP, the Racing Podcast, and we're going full throttle. Phoenix was the last weekend's destination as NASCAR now passes midway through the West Coast swing. And down in the Sunshine State, IndyCar flies the green flag on its 2016 season. First, we'll start with NASCAR, as always. And, of course, Saturday was the NASCAR Xfinity Series event, which was the Exalta Faster Tougher Brighter 200. The winner, Kyle Busch in the 18 Toyota, who led 175 laps, dropped 3 points. Kyle Busch actually led the most laps on Saturday night. And then finishing second was Eric Jones in the number 20 Toyota, and he led 5 laps, gained 1 point. Finishing third, Daniel Suarez in the 19 Toyota, who led 0 laps, 0 points. Finishing fourth, Justin Alger in the number 7 Chevy, and he gained 1 point. Chase Elliott finishes fifth in the 88 Chevy. He dropped 3 points. And then the big finish on Sunday, Kevin Harvick with the Good Sam 500. Kevin Harvick beating Carl Edwards by .010 seconds, the closest win in the history of Phoenix International Raceway, and of course beats the 0.11 second lead Denny Hamlin got over Truex Jr. at the Daytona 500. But Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Chevy led 139 laps, the most laps led on Sunday, and he gained 2 points. Carl Edwards in the 19 Toyota, he led 65 laps and also gained 2 points. Finishing third was Denny Hamlin in the 11 Toyota. He gained 2 points. Kyle Busch finishes in fourth with the 18 Toyota. He led 75 laps, dropped 1 point, and then Dale Jr. finishes fifth in the 88 Chevy. He led 34 laps and also gained 2 points. And then on Sunday, before Sprint Cup Series, he had IndyCar, and that was the Grand Prix, the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Winner there, Juan Pablo Montoya in the number 2 Chevy. He currently has 51 points. Finishing second, Simon Pagenaud in the 22 Chevy. He has 43 points. Finishing third, Ryan Hunter-Reay, the number 28 Honda, with 36 points. Finishing fourth, Helio Castroneves in the number 3 Chevy with 32 points. And then finishing fifth, Mikael Aleshin, he in the number 7 Honda, and he has 30 points. And this upcoming Sunday, Formula One starts its 2016 season from the land down under with the Australian Grand Prix, which starts at 1 in the morning on Sunday, our time, Eastern time. So that's going to be interesting. And if you missed the race, we'll have details for you next week. And that's a 1 o'clock in the morning race. So I have to take a little nap for that one, but I'm looking forward to it. So the Good Sam 500, which 312 laps, actually went 313, went into overtime. 500 kilometers. They measured it in kilometers on Sunday. Start time was 3:48 and the finish time was 4:35. The length 2 hours and 43 minutes. Jimmy Johnson in the rear for his incident with the steering wheel coming off his car during practice last weekend, and Casey Kane also in the rear for he had to change motors, so the 48 and the 5 starting in the rear. So Kyle Busch, the pole setter on Sunday. Top 3 at lap 3 was Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, and Kurt Busch. At lap 20, Kyle Busch with a 1.6 lead over second place Carl Edwards and a 3.2 second lead over Kurt Busch. And by lap 40, that lead would grow to 2.3 seconds over Carl Edwards and a 4.6 second lead over third place Kurt Busch. Question number 1 would come out at lap 52. Ryan Newman, the 31 car, right front tire goes down. Trevor Bayne in the number 6 would be the lucky dog. And some penalties. Now, Ryan Newman got popped for pitting too soon. He wound up going into the garage. And Denny Hamlin with an uncontrolled tire, which rolled from pit stall 41 into pit stall 42. Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road and will take the lead into the restart, which would be at lap 60. Top 3 at lap 60, Kyle Busch. Dale Jr. now in second, and running third was Carl Edwards. Dale Jr. harassing Kyle Busch though a little bit, and then at lap 75, Dale starts making his move, and then at lap 76 takes the lead. Kyle Busch would drop to third, Carl Edwards would pop into second. Top 3 at lap 77, Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch. Kevin Harvick though would pop into third place right there and there. Kyle Busch would drop down to fourth. But at the top 3 at lap 85 was Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, and Kevin Harvick. Dale Jr. with a 1.3 second lead over Carl Edwards and a 2.5 second lead over Kevin Harvick at lap 86. Kevin Harvick moves to second, however, at lap 101. Carl Edwards would drop down to third. And Dale Jr. still maintaining the lead, and at lap 100 has led 33 laps from lap 77 to lap 100. He went a little bit beyond that. Top 3 at lap 105 was Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards. Dale Jr., however, with a 3-second lead over second place Kevin Harvick at this time. And then question number 2 would come out at lap 105, and this time for Paul Menard, the second Richard Childress car to have a tire issue. His tire goes down and goes into the wall. Paul Menard in the 27 car. He went into the wall at turn 3. The lucky dog, Kyle Busch, right there. And Carl Edwards would wind up taking the lead into the restart, and that would be at lap 113. Top 3 at lap 115, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. Dale Jr. would drop down to 4th. So then you get question number 3. Well, first, before that, you had 156. Lap 156 would be the race halfway mark. Question 3 comes out at lap 162, and this would be for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17 car. He would wind up dropping out on Sunday. He goes into the outside wall after a flat tire. Matt DiBenedetto, I always get this guy's name. Matt DiBenedetto, the 83 car, is the lucky dog. And Carl Edwards would win the race off pit road and take the lead into the restart at lap 169. And this was the point where Kyle Busch overshoots his pit box and also got too close to the wall. So the guys couldn't get over the wall. That's how close he was. And he wound up restarting in 18th place. So I guess that's a NASCAR officially right there. Kevin Harvick, however, at lap 170, he would pop in and take over the lead. So the top 3 at lap 170 would be Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and running in third, my guy, number 22, Joey Logano. But then at lap 210, Kevin Harvick with a 0.7 second lead over Carl Edwards, and a 3.6 second lead over third place Joey Logano. Lap 225, question number 4. Bert Keselowski, the number 2 car. Remember, this time last year, Bert Keselowski won this race coming out of nowhere after a restart. So he has a tire go down in the right rear. Matt DiBenedetto, the beneficiary again in the 83 car. Carl Edwards would win the race off pit road at lap 228 and take the lead into the restart at lap 234. Casey Mears, he gets popped for speeding on pit road, entering and through sections 2 and 3. The top 3 going into the restart would be Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, and Joey Logano. Right after that restart, Joey Logano would drop down to 4th as Kyle Busch pops into the 3rd. Dale Jr. at this time was running 5th. Top 3 at lap 240, Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Kyle Busch, the 4, the 19, and the 18. Then at lap 262, Kevin Harvick, at lap 262, it was Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Dale Jr. in the top 3. Kevin Harvick with a 1 second lead over Carl Edwards and a 1.5 second lead over Dale Jr. That was at lap 270. Then at lap 280, you have Dale Jr. popping into second, Carl Edwards down at third, Kevin Harvick still holding on to the lead with a 1.5 second lead over Dale Jr. at 280, and then at lap 283 grew to a 2.2 second lead over Dale Jr. and a 3.6 second lead over Carl Edwards. And then at lap 290, still Kevin Harvick, Dale Jr., and Carl Edwards, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Kyle Busch running 4th, Denny Hamlin running 5th, and at lap 290, this would mark the final 20 laps. And it was a really short race. Probably going to have a short race this weekend too at Fontana. And the weekend after NASCAR takes a break, that would be Easter weekend. So the 25th, 26th, 27th, there'll be no racing. But the week after that, you get your first shot of short track racing. And if you're a NASCAR newbie, you haven't seen nothing yet till you see a short track race. That's always fun. And a lot of bumper car action going on during the short track racing. Top 5 lap 306 would be Kevin Harvick, Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin. Still the 4-88, the 19-18, and the double one. And at lap 306 also would be question number 5. And Casey Kane, number 5 car, right front tire goes down going into turn 4. And at this time, we go into overtime. And close, so close. I thought Carl Edwards was going to get that. But Kevin Harvick beat Carl Edwards by .010 seconds. The white flag would fly at lap 312, and the checkered flag would fly at lap 313. And first, only one green-white checkered attempt was needed for this one. And then again, finishing the winner, Kevin Harvick. Second, Carl Edwards. Third, Denny Hamlin. Fourth, Kyle Busch. And fifth is Dale Earnhardt Jr. So on Saturday, Xfinity Series racing in the Exalta Faster, Tougher, Brighter 200 laps on the schedule. Start time was 2:46 and it finished up at 4:32. 1 hour and 45 minutes. Eric Jones was the pole sitter on Saturday. Now, they only got to lap 2 before the caution would fly. Caution 1, lap 2, the 44 car of David Starr, and the 44 car hits the wall at turn 3, and this was a close call as he hits the wall and then starts dropping down to the apron, towards the apron, and a handful of cars are just flying by. And I think everybody who watches racing knows that scenario. You see the car coming down and there's like 10, 15, 20 cars flying by. So that was a really close call. It could have been a lot worse, but he hits the wall after contact from Ray Black Jr., who was driving the 07 car. So the top 3 at lap 3, still under caution, Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, and Daniel Suarez. Eric Jones would take the lead into the restart, and that would be at lap 6. Kyle Busch, however, takes the lead right after that restart. So the top 3 at lap 6, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, and Ty Dillon. And that would be the 18, the 20, and the 3. By lap 20, Daniel Suarez would pop into second. And then at lap 40, okay, you had Kyle Busch with a 0.7 second lead over Daniel Suarez and a 1.3 second lead over Eric Jones. And by like lap 50, lap 51 or so, that lead would grow to 1.4 seconds over second place Daniel Suarez and a 1.8 over third place Eric Jones. And then at lap 57, this would bring out question number 2. The 51 car, Jeremy Clements, hits the wall at turn 4. He also gets popped for pitting too soon. Ryan Segan, the 39 car, also gets popped with a penalty. So the race off pit road won by Kyle Busch. He would take the lead into the restart, and that would be at lap 66. Top 3 going into the restart, Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, and Justin Allgaier. Lap 66, you had Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, and Eric Jones, but Eric Jones would quickly get into the second place spot. Lap 70, Kyle Busch with at lap 75 with a 1.0 second lead over second place Eric Jones, which grew to a 1.4 by lap 93. And it looks like it's been Joe Gibbs' domination in the top 3 on Saturday.